Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me for another video here. And I just want to, first and foremost, I want to thank everybody for all the love and support. As you can see by this right here, I officially have 500 subscribers to the channel. So again, I want to thank you guys oh so very much. Obviously, as you can tell, this probably did not come from YouTube. As a matter of fact, I can tell you that that did not come from YouTube. That was actually made by one of my best friends, Ben. So Ben, thank you so much for making me that that nice little showcase there of 500 subscribers. Maybe he'll do it for every single 500 that I get. So again, I just want to thank everybody for getting me to 500. Obviously, the bigger goal now is to help get me to 1,000. So if you guys would feel free to hit the subscribe button. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. I would really appreciate that. So without further ado, let's get into the topic of today's video. And today's video is going to be about my February what's in the bag. So we're going to talk about I have 9 balls that I'm going to take with me to my February tournaments. And I'm going to go through with you guys the 9 balls that I will be taking along. So I have the main bag, my second main bag, and then my shadow bag. Shadow bag, I kind of use the term shadow bag because, you know, I might not take it with me to every single tournament I do, but there's a good chance that it probably will be coming with me. I might just leave it in the car, whatever the case is, when I go to the tournament. So without further ado, I do just want to go through a couple of my shout-outs. Obviously, Storm. You know, they're a big reason as to what I'm able to do, and I can't thank them enough for all their love and support. We do have the Phaze 4. I don't know when exactly I'm going to be posting this video, but the Phaze 4 will be coming out this Friday. I believe that'll be the 11th of February. So make sure you head on over, get yourself a Phaze 4 from your local VIP Pro Shop, or wherever you can get your bowling balls from. So make sure you get yourself a Phaze 4. We do also have the Rotor Grip Gem that'll be coming out. That'll be coming out in March, I believe. I just ordered mine today. Looking forward to getting it. We'll see how it does. You know, I've been looking for a nice, big, solid ASIM ball in my bag. I'm really looking forward to it. It's got a big core, big cover. Generally, those don't mix extremely well with me. So again, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this goes. That gem looks to be a great ball, and no pun intended, but it looks like a gem. So also, I Am Bowling. Not only do they make jerseys, but they make t-shirts like you see the one I'm wearing. Stay tuned to the end of the video to see how you can save yourself 20% off of your entire order from I Am Bowling. So without further ado, let's get into my February what's in the bag. You guys stay tuned. And then you're just going to let go. So what you want to do is you want to make the fast bias down here. That's the bowling ball. Bear drill that I do it for myself, and I do it for the high school kids that I coach. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into my February what is in the bag. So we're going to start with the main bag, go through the second bag, go through the shadow bag. So I'm going to talk about each ball. I'm going to talk about how many games I have with each ball, because I have so many, there might not be as many games on it. How many clean games I have with it, the highest game, my current average with the ball, and then my strike percentage with each ball. I'll also talk about the layouts as well. I don't really have too many different layouts, but we'll talk about the layouts nevertheless. So let's start with the first ball. This ball will more than likely be the first ball out of my bag. Obviously, it depends on the pattern. But generally speaking, if we're on any sort of medium oil, so to say, so we're talking like a 39 foot to like a 42 foot, 43 foot, you know, not extremely heavy mils of oil, probably going to bust out the Phaze 4, the first ball, or the first ball for the blocker for the tournament. I found that this Phaze 4 works really well on fresh conditions. The layout I have on this ball is pinned down. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see it. We got pin just below what would be my ring finger, and CG is flared out to about here. So this Phaze 4, I have 9 games with it. I have 8 clean games with it, which I think says volumes about this ball. It's not a ball that's really going to jump off the friction for you, which is why I think it makes it a really, really good ball for fresh. You know, it's a ball that you're going to be able to stay clean with. With this R2S cover, it's a little weaker. You know, so again, it does really, really well on fresh. So again, I have 8 clean games with it. I have 2 279 games, which is my highest game. Haven't quite cranked out an honor score with it yet. Hopefully that's coming soon. I have a 256 average with this ball through the 9 games, which is obviously phenomenal. And then a 77% strike percentage. So I love this Phaze 2. It works really, or I'm Phaze 2. Phaze 4, 2 times 2 is 4. I love this Phaze 4. I think it's a fantastic ball, especially on fresh, and will probably be the first ball out of my bag. All right, up next we have the new Nova. I wasn't a huge fan of this ball when I first got it. Now that has something to do with the original ball that I got. This is actually my second Nova. The first one that I got, CG was a little weird. I had a lot of top weight, almost 4 ounces of top weight, which kind of made the ball roll out a little bit. So I got a new one. This new one is drilled up 45 by 5 by 35. That puts the pin kind of over my ring finger a little bit. And then mass bias is kind of kicked out a little over here. So I like the Nova. I have 15 games with the Nova. Now that includes my old Nova as well. I have 9 clean games with it, a high game of 269, 244 average, and a 68% strike percentage. I like the Nova. This is a ball that I can really move left with and kind of crank it a little bit. Now, I do have some tendencies to leave 10 pins with this ball. And I'm sure that has to do with, you know, the core isn't exactly strong, but the cover is a little bit stronger. So, you know, it has a tendency to maybe, you know, kind of roll out just a hair, kind of leaving a 10 pin occasionally. But if I want to try and find the pocket or really open up my angles, this Nova is the ball to go to. All right, up next. You guys know I can't leave out my Helios from my main bag. So this is the last ball in my main bag. It is my idle Helios. Now I do have 2 Helioses that I can use. So actually I've been toying around with the pin up and pin down. After talking to my sales rep Matt Gasson when he was here, you know, I told him that this ball that I originally got to replace my 900 Helios came out of the box a little chalky. I don't know why I didn't think of this, but he obviously told me to polish it up a little bit. I hit it with a 5,000 pad, and this ball works phenomenal now. So the layout on this Helios is the same layout on the 900 ball. So it is a 60 by 4.5 by 40 pin above the ring finger, and center of gravity is right there. So it's a little bit stacked. I tend to like a little bit more of stacked layouts, so this ball obviously works really, really well for me. I have 11 games on my pin up Helios, 8 clean games, 3 300 games obviously with the 900. My average with the Helios is 251, and I have a 76% strike percentage with the Helios. Now obviously shooting 900 certainly helps, but I like this Helios. You know, generally for me, if the Phaze 4 doesn't seem to be, you know, finishing as hard, if I'm starting to leave 10 pins, or maybe some 7 pins or a little bit of the back row, then I'll switch to this Helios. You know, the Phaze 4 and the Helios really work well together. So usually this is probably going to be the second ball out of my bag. You know, after the Phaze 4, I need a little bit more of a step up from the Phaze 4. So Helios is one of my, obviously one of my go-to balls. And like I said, the layout on the Helios is pin up, and it is 60 by 4.5 by 40. All right, so now we're gonna jump into my second bag. The first one out of my second bag is my new urethane. This is the fast pitch, obviously from Storm. You know, I had a pitch black. you know, it was starting to get old. It was kind of one of the original pitch blacks. So it's coming up on, I think, 8 years old. So I decided to maybe go with something new, try a different layout on a urethane ball. I've only had this one for, I drilled it up 2 weeks ago. So haven't had it for too long. I only have one game on it. That one game is a 237. It was a clean game. So obviously I have a 237 average with this one and a 54% strike percentage. The layout on this fast pitch is a 60 by 4 1/4 by 25. That puts the pin way up here above the ring finger, and CG is kind of stacked. So, you know, I decided to do this layout because obviously with urethanes, they tend to roll really, really early because of that softer sort of surface on them. So I wanted to try and get it down the lane a fair amount, still trying to get it to flare just a decent amount, and then try and be a little sharper on the back end. So that is kind of the theory that went into that 60 by 4 1/4 by 25 layout. So I also do use this one for my spares as well. So this is pretty much a spare ball, but also that urethane piece that I do have in my bag to go to if needed. All right, up next we have this dart code. This is again in the second bag. This one has been a little addition from my January bag. I didn't put a January what's in my bag out on my channel, but this one was an addition in February. You know, the reason I added the dart code was because it actually has a little bit of a stronger mid lane to it. You know, it's a ball that I can maybe switch to, you know, if I see something with the Phaze 4, you know, if Pearl seems to be the way to go, but I need just a little bit more of a kick, I can switch to its dart code because it'll start up a little earlier being that asymmetric core. So, you know, this is a good ball that I can go to, you know, if I need some mid lane sort of control a little bit. So this dart code I have 7 games with, 3 clean games with it. I do have a 300 with this ball. I have a 259 average for those 7 games and an 80% strike percentage. So this ball certainly knows how to strike. I kind of forget about this ball sometimes, so I'm kind of glad I put it into my bag after seeing kind of all my pin pal stats. The layout on this dark code, I actually had to find it myself because I didn't have a picture of it. But it is a, let's see here, 35 by 4 1/2 by 35. So that puts the pin again kind of up above the ring finger, and the mass bias, as you can see with that line drawn through it, puts it quite a bit flared out for my thumb. It's the I had the code red, and I shot 800 with that ball, so I decided to put that same exact layout on this dark code, and it works very well for me. All right, up next we have the Spectre. I really do like this ball. You know, but for me, it's not a league shot ball. I've tried throwing this ball a couple times during league. I have hit it with, I believe it was 3000 as well, just because that surface came really, really clean. So I wanted it to just kind of read a little bit earlier. So I hit it with some 3000. This ball for me is great in transition. When maybe I opened up the lane with the Nova, now there's kind of a burn spot or a hook spot down lane. You know, so I need it to be, but, you know, also that Nova being that bigger surface, you know, it can kind of chew up a little bit in the mid lane as well. So if I need something that's going to be really clean through the fronts and the mids, and still have enough energy down lane, I will switch to the Spectre. I absolutely love the Spectre in transition. It is a great tournament ball for me. I absolutely love it. I can't say enough good things about it. So the Spectre, I have 8 games on it. I have 5 clean games with it. My highest game is a 268. I have a 245 average with it and a 71% strike percentage. I love the Spectre. The layout I have on the Spectre, and I'm glad I did it, is a 60 by 5 by 35. Puts the pin way up here, almost in between my bridge. And then CG is just kind of tucked underneath that ring finger. So the reason I did this, and I don't know, I must have had like some sort of premonition or something like this, but this ball kind of reminds me of like the old like Crossroads or Victory Road or whatever the case is, kind of those balls from, you know, between like 2010 and 2014. I hope I have those dated right. But this ball gives me a lot of vibes from kind of back in that day, back from 10 years ago. It's just such a good ball. Again, it's really clean through the fronts with quite a bit of pop down lane. So I love the Spectre. It's a ball that will go with me to tournaments no matter where I go. So that is the Spectre. All right, now we're getting into my shadow bag. It's the bag that might not go with me every single tournament I go to. If I only want to bring 6 balls, this bag will not be coming with me. If it does come with me, there might be a point in time where it stays in my car. But more times than not, this shadow bag is going to come with me, in which case these next 3 balls will most likely be with me as well. So the first ball in that shadow bag is my Hustle Camo. I just drilled this one up maybe a month or so ago, so I don't have too many games on it. I have 3 games with the Hustle Camo. I have 3 clean games with the Hustle Camo, with a high game of 279, a 265 average with an 82% strike percentage. I love the Hustle Camo. It's again kind of one of those balls, kind of like the Spectre, except I think it has maybe a little bit more overall hook than the Spectre. But this Hustle Camo is drilled up. Let's see here. Hustle Camo is 45 by 4.5 by 40. That puts the pin right here over my ring finger, and the CG is kicked out quite a bit over towards the ring finger, past the ring finger. So again, I love the Hustle Camo. I think you know, it might be a ball more so for fresh. You know, I've thrown this ball on fresh and thrown a couple big games with it on fresh, but kind of once you get a little bit of carry down lane, you know, it might not finish as hard, so that's when you kind of have to put it away. But again, I do like this ball for fresh, and have whacked them first game with the Hustle Camo here. All right, up next, this is the Zen. Now, this is a new Zen for me. I just drilled the Zen up. It was actually on Tuesday I drilled this Zen up. So yesterday I drilled this Zen up. So as you can imagine, I only have 1 game with it. My first game with League last night, I threw the Zen. Again, have 1 game with it, 1 clean game. I shot 237 with it, so obviously I have a 237 average, 63% strike percentage. And this Zen is drilled up. Let's see here. We got 45 by 4.5 by 40. So again, this is kind of the same layout as that Hustle Camo. Puts the pin above my ring finger, and CG is kicked out a little bit. So I did have a Zen, but I drilled that one pinned down. Reason being, I talked to a couple people. They said people have really been whacking them with... I talked to a couple people, I should clarify. I talked to a couple people at Bull Expo. They said they've heard of a couple people that have drilled them up, and a lot of people like them better pin down than pin up. So I drilled one pin up and didn't really like it. So got rid of that one. Ended up getting this Zen, drilled it pin up. I do like the reaction a little bit better. Might have to hit the surface a little bit. Surface is just a hair too clean, possibly. But again, I do like the Zen. That's the reason it's in this shadow bag. All right, and the last ball in the shadow bag, and the last ball that I'm going to be featuring in tonight's What's in the Bag, is going to be the Rubicon Uc3. Obviously, this ball is a freak of nature, being a urethane, ASIM urethane. I do like this ball. Layout-wise for this Uc3 is going to be a 70 by 4.5 by 35. That puts the pin way up here by my ring finger, kind of flared out a little bit, and mass bias is down here, almost right by the thumb. I didn't quite drill out some of the mass bias, but it was close. So the reason for that layout is the fact that it is a urethane, so they tend to roll a little earlier. Knowing that, I put that 70 number in there to try and get it down the lane a little bit further. Being an ASIM, I knew it was going to flare quite a bit, so I made that middle number 4.5, or that pin to pap 4.5, and then 35 because, again, urethane, they tend to really be controllable. So I gave that final number of 35, and this ball is really, really great. I love it. For me, it doesn't play like a regular urethane. It certainly plays a lot stronger. This is one of the strongest balls I think I have in my bag. So with this UC3, I have 11 games with it. 6 of those games are clean. My highest game is a 289. I actually had 853 with this. This was the league night after my 900, so I was having an out-of-body experience when I was bowling there. So again, 289 with the 853. I have a 254 average with this ball and a 77% strike percentage. So yeah, that is all of my balls that I'll be taking with me in February. Now that might change come March. I'm going to try and do a what's in the bag every single month. So again, that might change in March. You know, since probably spring of last year, I've kind of been tinkering with spans and pitches and all that kind of stuff. I actually just put in some Vice grape nubbies for my grips, so I'm working on switching all of that over. I have my RSTX1 that I'm working on plugging right now because that span was absolutely gigantic, so I'm working on plugging that one up, making those fingers a little bit closer to my thumb. So that one might make the bag come March as well. I'm also working on plugging an HB intensity that I had that I never threw because that span was absolutely gigantic. So again, I'm working on plugging that one up. So that one might make the bag come March. I maybe have like 5 shots on that HB intensity because I just couldn't throw it. So yeah, there might be a couple changes come March. Obviously we have the gem coming out in, that'll be out in March as well. So stay tuned for March. Make sure you subscribe to see what is going to be in my bag for March. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Again, help me hit 1,000 subscribers. It would really mean a lot to me if you guys would subscribe. You know, also, if you want to save yourself 20% off of your entire I Am Bowling or Logo Infusion order, you can use my promo code down here. It's going to be FireOut07. You can use that at checkout, save yourself 20% off. Not only do they have jerseys, but they have great looking t-shirts like this. As you can see, I'm wearing the 900 Global shirt right now. They have an exuberant amount of t-shirts and jerseys for you to pick from. So please head on over and support them. They are the reason that I am able to do what I'm doing. Also, like I said, make sure you check out your VIP Pro Shop, your Storm VIP Pro Shop. They should have all of the Storm products you could possibly ask for, Storm, 900 Global, and Rotor Grip. So be sure to check out your local pro shop. I believe that is everything I have, thankfully, because I am completely out of breath now. But I hope you guys like this video. If you do enjoy this What's in the Bag video, be sure to drop a like down below. Make sure you comment saying that you like this video, and make sure you comment down below if there's a ball that you think I should add to my arsenal. Feel free to comment below. I would love to see your guys' opinions, and I would love to know also what your arsenal looks like. So again, I just want to thank you guys for watching, and until the next time, good luck and good bowling.